Hello, Julie here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, thank you for joining me and I hope you enjoy my video. Today I'm going to do a project using the Sunflowers and Labradors digital kit from Sunflowers and Doors. I haven't printed out the whole kit. The whole kit is huge, I have to say, but I have got a few here that I will show you. So this is one of the journal pages. I forgot to print, when I printed on the back, I forgot to print borderless, so I have trimmed this one down so you can see that it is slightly smaller than an A4 page, but I'll use that for embellishments. On the back I've got one of the plainer digitals. I really like this page. I think it lends itself to a lot of possibilities there. So that's that page, and now I'll just, as I said, I haven't printed them all out. Now the ones that I've printed out have got mostly the sunflowers on them. There are equally as many that have got sunflowers and Labradors on them, but in this particular journal I'm just concentrating on the sunflowers. So that is another journal page, and this is a digital print of some grungy coffee dyed paper, and that's one of my printables. And the back of this one is another one of mine, and the front looks like that. So that would be your journal page, and you'll have that on the back. This one here is once again a journal page. You can see it's like a collage with the sunflower on it, and I just love the blue splatters on it. I think that really adds something to it. Look at that. And I've printed on all of these ones that I plan on using as journal pages. I've printed on the backs as well. There's another one of the background ones. You can see it's just got the sunflower in it very lightly in the background, and that goes that way. I'm saying it goes that way because I'm looking at this as the front. The border of daisy sunflowers down the side looks lovely. Here's another journal page. It's got the bee on it. In the background you can see there's a mason jar with some daisies in it. That splatter almost looks like it would feel rough. So here's the full image, and here's the shadow image of the same thing. And once again, here's back to this one's got hats in the background. I just think they're gorgeous, lovely. Love the hats. And that one I've put the clipboard backing on. This one, very pretty. This is another grungy coffee dyed paper one that got a bit torn when I was doing it, so that is a digital. Now I've got some, here's another page here. This is another one that I didn't print the back borderless. So that's, I hope I haven't got them out of screen. So this one is another one with the collage documents and the sunflower and the hat there on that one. Now these are some of the embellishment pages. This one's a pocket. I've printed all of these on slightly thicker paper, probably about 110, 120 GSM. I like my pages to have a bit of substance to them. So this and these labels and these labels and these little pattern papers and these fussy cut items. So we've got sunflower, and the sun hat. They're all on one sheet. I cut them out because I'm going to use them, and I cut that out before I remembered to show you. This is a dangles thing, so you cut out all the things, all the circles, and then layer them on top of each other and attach them with, you know, a bit of twine or lace or you know, the ball chain, whatever you like. So that's the idea. That's what you end up with. So I thought I might make some of those. Here's just some little labels and tickets. We've got some hexagon labels there as well. these plainer ones you can stamp on. Here's some fussy cuts. Here's some of the dogs I was talking about, the Labradors, and we've got some golden Labradors and some darker ones. So, and we've got some flowers that we can fussy cut as well. We've got a file folder here. I haven't printed on the back of that because once I close it up you won't see the inside. And then this one I have got, and this has got a couple of fussy cuts on here, a couple of labels and an envelope. I think it's an envelope. Anyway, I'll soon find out when I put it together. So that's some of the pages that I've printed out from this kit. Now this kit is huge. I reckon there must be over 60 pages in this kit. So yeah, I'll put a link to in the description box to Mandy's or Sunflowers and Doors Etsy shop where you can have a look at this in full detail. There are also these tags, tickets, whatever, and I have printed on the back of those because I'll use them as is. This one is the large tags, and I've printed on the back of that. These are the large tags and tickets, I guess you'd call them. Yep. Printed on the back, and some postcards. So you can see how the Labradors blend in with the sunflowers there. And the hot air balloon, that's on some of the journal pages as well. So there we are, that's what I've printed out so far. As I print more out, I'll share them with you. But today I'm going to create a little folio. Okay, so it's a few hours later and I've cut out all of my fussy cutting bits. I've got lots of ephemera, lots of embellishments here that I can use. And now I'm going to start putting my little, what would you call it, a trifold pocket, I guess. Now, I usually make my journals the height of 8 1/4, which is the height of an A4 piece of paper. So I want this to fit inside of that, so I'm going to cut it to, I think maybe 6 1/2. So if I cut that at 6 1/2, what's that going to cut off of there? And that there it is. So I'm cutting that off at 6 1/2. Now, how tall is it? How wide is it? So it's 11 1/4 inches wide. So I'm going to take, whoops, sorry about that. Take my score board and if I do 3 1/4, if I do 3 1/2, that's 7. That leaves a lot. 3 1/2. So about how many would I get if I fold that in 3/3? I don't want. Okay, I don't want the front to be quite as wide, so I'm going to do 3 7/8. So that will go like that. And then this one, I want to be about there. So I'm going to do it at 4 1/8. So my back section there is wider. So how wide is my back section? 4 1/8. So my back section is 4 1/8. So there we have a trifold. And these are different sizes, aren't they? So I think the easiest way to do this is to fold these back and ink them. So I can see where they are. Okay. Right. So that's going to be the front. This is going to be the inside. So we've got that. Okay, so now I want to make some pockets. Now I saw a video the other day where there was a notepad in this centre section, and I thought that was a good idea. So what I'm going to do for that is get some coffee dyed paper. Similar. So that piece would be alright. And I've got a piece of, and that's a bit too sturdy. There's a piece of coffee dyed paper. And I've just got my little bin of scraps over here, so I'm just having a look what's in there. I might have to go and get some sheets of coffee dye paper. I've got a big tear up it, so that's no good. There's that. There's a bit of that. This is just craft paper that I put some, well, that's not really much good for writing on either. So it's not much good as a pad. I could use some of this. This is a bit of collage paper. I could use a bit of that. I could use some yellow. I've got any. That's got a piece of handmade paper in there. That's a collage sheet as well. But I don't think it would be very good to write on. What have we got here? There we go. That'll be good. Okay, that should be enough, I think. So let's have a look at what we've got. I want it a bit smaller than the actual opening. How about that big? Oh, let's have a look. Where my tearing ruler is. Okay. So I'm going to make this one. And this one I'm just going to tear off along there. Will that fit that way? Yes, it will. Okay, so I want to tear along the bottom. I'm not worried about the sides, but I do want all the bottoms to be torn. That one can go there. Then I have got this. If I tear that off, and tear that off. I'm not good at tearing using the tearing ruler. It's better. And let's make this about that long. Okay, so that one can go there. That one's going to go there, so I need another one to go in between those, so I'll use this one. I'll tear that down. Let's, how long do we want it? About there. Let's tear that off there. And about there. Okay, now I might put a little piece of this, say, on the front. That one's a bit too small. I've got another one. Perhaps I could put that on there. Or, let's have a look what else we've got. What about a postcard? Postcard would be too long. It's too short. I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to tear the bottom of that just a little bit. So that can go on there like so. So that's going to be my little scrappy notebook on there. And yeah. Okay. So that's going to go there. Now I'm going to put some pockets on the sides. Do these fit? They do. There's one there. One there. Now, do I want a pocket like that, or do I want a bigger pocket? So, I've got another sheet here somewhere of paper that I printed the wrong thing on the back. All I have to do is find it. There it is. I didn't print the wrong thing, but I didn't print it borderless, so let's use this to make some pockets. Perhaps I'll make 2 pockets, a double pocket. I could do like an angled pocket and then another straight pocket on the front. Might do that. So how wide is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 3 3/8, say. So I'm going to cut this at 3 3/8. Three and 3/8. 1, 2, 3. That. Yes. How tall did I make this? I can't remember. I think 6.5 inches. So I'm going to make this pocket 4 inches. And then one to go in front of that, I'm going to make that 2 inches. So So that goes up that way and that's going to go on there. I think I'm going to trim that down just a fraction. Not very straight, is it? That's better. So now I'm going to just slice a little bit off of that. Yep, that's good. I'm going to do the same for this one. Doing this a bit cack-handed, aren't I? So that can be the pocket on there. So I've got 2 pockets there. Now I need to do the same for this side. Okay, so that goes that way, and that goes that way, and that goes that way, and that goes that way. Okay, now I'm going to put some little divots in my pockets. To do that, I'm going to hold all of them. Oh no, I have to do 2. The 2 that are the same size, I'm lining them up, and then I'm going to punch them both at the same time so that they line up. That's those 2, and then these 2. They go that way, do they? Yes, they do. Make sure we've got the top, got the right side up. Try and get it in the middle. And that's those 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch around everything. Then I'll be back. Okay, so I've stitched all around that and I've stitched the little pad into the background. Now, I wasn't careful enough, and when I stitched it in the first time, I stitched it in upside down. And when I pulled it out, took it out, I actually tore the paper. So to disguise that, I'm going to put a pocket under here. I haven't made that yet, but just something like that will be, oh, I'll cut another piece that's wider that will fit in there. Yeah, I can put something like that in there. And we can put something in that pocket. So that's what I'm going to do for that. Now, time to stick my pockets down. This one goes on the front. So let's just, I have inked around all of these as well. I'm just running around the 3 sides, and I'm lining that up level with the front edge and the bottom edge, and that way I'll have that little bit of room there on the fold so that it doesn't catch when it closes. I'm going to use my bone folder just to smooth that down. Oops. Smooth that down. So that's that one. And then this little one is going to go on top of that. So once again, Just put glue around the 3 sides, just a fine line of glue. And then once again line that up, the bottom and the side, stick it down. Like so. And that glue up before I get it on everything. And that's 2 pockets there. Now I'm going to do the same for this side. I did notice that this writing on here is upside down, but because I'm putting the other pocket on the top, I don't think anyone's going to notice that. Something I do tend to forget about is making sure that my patterns are up the right way. I go ahead and cut things out and sew things on without checking that sort of thing, which can sometimes, well, quite often, not sometimes, but quite often, get me into trouble. So I'm lining that up along the side and along the bottom. And then burnish it down. Burnish it down with my bone folder. Wipe off the excess glue. I don't know why, but I always end up with excess glue. And I'm going to do the same for this pocket. I like to just press down on the back stitching for my stitching. It seems to flatten it out, and sometimes if you don't do that, when you put things in the pocket, they can catch on the stitching, or the back of the stitching. So that just prevents that from happening. Like so. Okay, now I need to cut a pocket for here. Then I will have to go and stitch around that as well, just so it blends in with the rest of the maybe that. Yep. Okay, so how big do I want it? Let's get a pencil and mark that. So I want it to be about there. That gives me a little bit of playroom on each edge. And how deep do I want it? Probably I might do it 2 inches like I've done the other 2 smaller pockets. Let's do 2 inches. And take a divot out of that, a little thumb notch. Okay, I'm going to put that down on there, like so. If I do that, what does it look like at the back? Oh yes, that's fine. Okay, let's put all that back up there. So I'm going to go and stitch around this now. Okay, so there's my little pocket. I have inked around it. Now I'm going to attach it in that centre section. Can be a little hidden journaling spot in there, can't it? So I'm just lining it up on the bottom of the trifold pockets, and we'll burnish that down. Oops, it's not lined up. it is now. Okay, so now is this going to stay shut or do I need to put a closure on it? I think that will stay shut just fine. Let's try when we put some tags or something in it. Now, got some tags here that I've cut out. Where are they? A little bit too wide. I could make some tags using just these little bits of scraps. A couple of tags in there. Little journaling spot under here, and that there. Might trim a couple of these down to fit under there. So let's do that. How wide are they now? They are nearly 3 1/4. So if I take, let's now take that much off of each side. Is that straight there? Nope. That is. I'll take about the same amount off the other side. About that much. Brings them down to 2 1/2. How does that go in there? Yep, that's fine, but I want to make them a little shorter. Now my whole folio is 6 1/2 inches tall, so I think I might make these that tall. How tall that is. Let's make it 6 inches. See what we think. Perfect. Perfection. So let's take about much off of there, about the same off the other side. And I say I was going to make it 6 inches. Let's make it 6 inches. So that can go in there. What's going on there? I'm going to put one of those and one of those in there. And I'll see if I've got another one of those somewhere. There we go. That and that can go in there. Trim that down a little bit. Okay, so let's I'm going to trim both of these down a little. How tall are these? I've got a centering ruler here. So that's 3 3/4. So I'm going to make these 2 1/2. Leave that little bee on there. A little bit taller. Try 3. Okay, now trim my corners off on those and make them into tags. Where's my scissors? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these to my sewing machine and stitch around those. And this. Might round the corners on that. Okay, so these have all got, oh that one hasn't. These are all double-sided printed. So they'll be alright, and this one I might just ink this one. So how is everybody? I hope everyone is good. I am. It's been very hot here today, hot and sticky, which we don't normally have. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go and do some stitching and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've stitched around and inked around all of my bits and pieces. So I'm going to pop my journaling card in there. And these little tags, these ones that have got the white section in them, I'm just going to ink over that so it's not white. Because I'm not going to punch a hole in there, I'm going to add some lace to the top of my tags. I've got this coffee dyed lace, so I thought I might use it. So I'm just going to cut some pieces. I don't want them too big on these smaller tags, and I'm just going to glue them on. A little run of glue there, put my lace on it, a little run of glue on the back, and fold it over and stick it down like so. So I'm not going over the top with the lace. Put that little clip on there to hold that till it dries, and I'll do the same with all of these others here. I have got these clips in my Etsy shop if you're after some. Now these bigger ones, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'll probably make the lace a bit longer. Okay, so we can take these little clips off of these smaller ones. Art glitter glue doesn't take that long to dry. So I didn't have that one in the right spot. I think I need a wet one for these gluey fingers of mine. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got so far. So we've got our little folio. I'll put something on the front in a minute. And we've got a large tag to go in there. And we've got a small tag and another small tag. We've got our notepad with a journaling card in a pocket here, and we've got another tool tag to go in there, and we've got this tag and this little tag to go in there. Okay, I'm not going to put anything on there. I think there's enough in this. I don't think I need anything on that there. Another pocket or something. You could put one there if you wanted to, but I think there's enough, and that looks really nice like it is. Now I could put an embellishment or something up there if I wanted to. Perhaps, oh, let's do the front cover first and see what we think. Now, I don't think it needs a closure. My plan is to put this in a pocket in the journal I'm going to make using this collection. And that will probably be my next video. I'm going to cut those strings off. I don't mind them hanging down the bottom, I'm not that keen on them at the top. Yeah, so my next video will be the construction of the journal to use these in, and that's where I'll be using these journal pages, and I'll probably team them with some coffee dyed paper. Okay, so now what am I going to put on the front? I've got a scrap somewhere. I've got a scrap of this plain paper, and I wanted to use that as a jumping off point. And I don't think I want it that big, so I'm going to cut it in about half. So that's going to go on there like that. And then I'm going to put what am I going to put on there? I've got some fussy cut things here. Let me find, oh, I've got a little bit of tulle there. I might put that on there. Postcard, I don't need any postcards on there. They're too big. Tag. Put a tag on there like that. And then maybe a daisy like that. I think I'm quite liking that actually, with this in behind it. Or I have got some coffee dyed cheesecloth here. That's what I'm going to do. So let's ink around this. Now if you wanted to, you could put an eyelet in here and tie it closed with, say, some sari silk or some string or baker's twine, something like that if you wanted to. You could also stamp on this if you wanted to, but I want it to be fairly plain so that it helps these embellishments stand out from the background. So these were fussy cuts in the kit. It took me a few hours this afternoon to cut all of these things out. So you can rest assured I'm going to use them. Do I want to put some lace on this tag? I will, I think. I'm not going to stitch around any of these elements, or should I? What I might do is stitch them together. That's what I might do. I don't have to do the back because they're going to be sitting on there. Okay, so some cheesecloth. I think, yeah, I have got some cut here. That'll be enough. That'll be fine. Ideal. Pull all of those, some of those threads out. Really make it messy. Okay. So you can put that on there like that. I'm going to put it on an angle. I can put some lace on this. Okay, that can go on there like that. Then my flower can go like that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and just sew through there. Maybe a row of zigzag through there. Okay, so I've stitched through there. I've done a row of zigzag through there, and I did end up stitching around the tag. Couldn't help myself. Now I'm going to attach that on there, like so. There we go. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue behind that and behind here. To help that stay in place. Okay, so I'm calling that done for today. So this is going to go in my journal, as I said, a new journal that I haven't made yet. I just thought I'd make a few embellishments to go in it. And we open that up. We have two pockets, a little pad and another pocket under there with a little journaling card. Actually, I could probably put something a bit bigger in there. Would a note card fit? Yes, a postcard will fit in there. So perhaps I'll put a postcard in there. I think that one's a bit too small. Yes, I think I will. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm going to call finished for today. I will stitch around that postcard and ink around the edge of it, but that's it. You can have a look. I will at the end of the video have some photos, so you'll be able to see all the bits and pieces in that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's come out nice. And oh, actually, I might put just a little cutout on there. So let's just ink around the edge of this. I want a little tag to go with it. I've got some tags here. Something a bit plainer, like that one. Yep. Oh, I guess we all do this, don't we? We think we're finished and then we think, oh no, I'll do this, oh no, I'll do that. I'll just add this here, I'll just add that there. And before you know it, another hour's gone. And you're still finding things to add. Okay, happy with that? Or do I want a little bit of lace with it as well? Just a little bit of lace coming out of there maybe. Okay, should know when to stop, shouldn't I? So I'm going to put that lace on there, I'm going to let it hang out a bit. And then I'm going to, there we go with the sticky fingers. Then I'm going to attach this onto that. I'm not worried if that pokes out there a little. Then I'm going to add that on that. Okay. Alright, I think that looks very pretty. We've got our little writing pad here and our postcard under there and our journaling tags in the pockets, and that closes over nicely. We've got our lace on our tag tops. So that's it, that's definitely it for this. Okay, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed my video. I do tend to get a bit carried away and sidetracked. I don't actually plan my videos, I just turn the video on when I'm going to be doing something, creating something. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.